So, Tim, in all that we've talked about, what do you think is the number one takeaway that people should hear from this? What is the most important part of building a relationship with the painter as a property manager?
um, Setting initial expectations from the start. I don't know how many times I've uh, tested out a vendor on a property, and then I'm like, whoa, there was a gap here in what we discussed versus the product delivered or the invoicing on the backside of whoa, I didn't need all that, or I show up to a property and I wanted the whole thing to be painted and they touched it up when I have a client moving in the next day. And then it's a whole ordeal to get that corrected. So setting expectations from the very beginning, and property managers are good at this. Like, this is what we deal with day in and day out. But if a painter can or a vendor can meet you there and say, hey, what do you need from me? Give me some clear guidelines. What kind of painting are we talking about? What's the standard of finish? What's the level that we're getting up to? Are we doing a Taj Mahal, or are we doing a small efficiency? Like, what kind of painting do you need me to do for you? Starting asking those questions, me as a property manager, be like, whoa, a lot's alleviated off of my plate, because they're asking what do they need from me, instead of me just telling them, hoping they heard me, and then at the end of the day, hoping that right before a tenant's moving in, that we hit the mark together. So
Yeah.
I'd say starting from there, asking the property manager, uh, how do they want their properties, what kind of style, finish, what are the expectations, clear, concise. Typically, I usually meet a painter at a property to go over it in person or do videos, but those they can also be handled via phone. But that's where I'd
Yeah.
say, if you wanted to earn a property manager's trust and then earn their business, starting with spending some time discussing expectations is the best place to start.
So, very thorough on the uptick. Like, that's the time to talk it all through. Take your time. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. And if there's a question, ask it. Don't guess, because at the end of the day, once the job is done, you're relying on the property being move-in ready, or you're relying on, at least there will be situations where the painter's job is done and someone else is coming in, and you need to know that it's actually done, or it makes your job a lot harder. And I feel like taking that time on the front end is way more worth your time than taking the time on the back end to clean it up. You're unlikely to use that person again if it was just a simple communication issue. So you're never. I know one thing about you: you won't be annoyed with too many questions on the front end. You'd rather that be thorough.
Absolutely. Yeah, that'll get me excited about the opportunity to keep using a vendor and utilizing their services, versus me standing in the property on my phone saying, "Hey, you forgot to paint the inside of the front door," and the vendor says, "Oh, we never talked about that." You know.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much room for error if the right questions aren't asked.